This is New Zealand, one of the most breathtaking untamed landscapes on Earth, where every other car you pass seems to be a camper van and every day has a new adventure around the corner.
This is freedom camp, babe. Enjoy.
They say the ultimate way to see New Zealand is in a camper, but in a different way. No campsites, no reservations, just ultimate freedom.
Turns out, this freedom camping thing is not as easy as we initially thought.
So for our first time in the country, we're putting freedom camping to the test.
See, this is what freedom camping is all about.
Just us, the open road, and some of the most jaw-dropping scenery we've ever seen. But what's it really like to freedom camp here? And is it as dreamy as it sounds? Let's find out.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Today we are picking up our camper here in the North
Corby.
Island called Corby.
Do we know what make it is?
13.
Number 13. We're looking for number 13. Oh, so next to you. Cheers.
Is this it?
I think so.
Yeah, Corby.
Wow, it's proper.
Wow, it's bigger than I thought it was going to be.
You can't see in at all. Whoa.
It is such a long vehicle.
It is like a minibus.
After a quick safety briefing and being shown how everything works, we kindly asked Corby's owners if we can leave our big suitcases at their house, because there's no way we're fitting those in the van. Something we didn't really consider.
Yeah, see you on Wednesday. Thanks for letting us keep the bags here.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes. Okay. Wow, it's so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a taxi in Thailand. Like a minibus taxi.
You go inside and it's going to see like VIP in the ceiling and it's like sparkling.
No, open it, right? And if you've been to Thailand and you've been on a long road trip, you will recognize these AC units here. Oh, this is so nice.
So we've just dropped off our suitcases here because there's not much of a boot in the back, or a lot of the space is being utilized for actual home space. So we just shoved our packing cubes in the back of the van. We'll sort those later, but shall we see if we can drive this thing?
Yeah.
Before we hit the open road, we do our first big shop here in New Zealand. The supermarket of choice, Woolworths. For this trip, we stock up on just the essentials. Granola, stuff for sandwiches and our barbecue, and we hit the jackpot when we find out they do a diet L&P.
Should we get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously, we can't do a Kiwi road trip without a bottle of Sauvy B from Marlborough.
Turns out they don't accept overseas driving license as ID, so I've got to run back to the car and grab our passports. I don't know if that's just a Woolies thing or a New Zealand thing, but got them. April 92, May 1989.
It's all the face masks we're doing. Okay, thank you.
Finally, get back to the van. That took way longer than expected.
Yeah.
Good shop.
Great shop. Too many options. Too many options. I'll say that. Said that much for free. Luckily, this fridge is pretty big. It's kind of just shaped like a box, and you just open the lid. The fridges we've had thus far in camper vans are usually just like a mini fridge with like shelving in them, which sounds really nice, but obviously takes up a lot of space if you're just trying to shove things in. So here we can just put everything on kind of on each other.
So freedom camping in New Zealand basically means staying overnight in a vehicle on public land. But it's not a free-for-all. The New Zealand government allows freedom camping only if your camper van is self-contained, meaning that it has a toilet, wastewater storage, and can operate without outside help for at least 3 days. Some areas welcome it, others have strict restrictions or total bans, like in national parks. And if you park where you're not supposed to, you can get fined. And yes, freedom camping is free. But finding where you're actually allowed to sleep, not so simple. Luckily, we find this spot on the Wikicamps app about an hour south of Auckland.
Someone says, no signs, difficult to work out where we were supposed to be parking up overnight.
Yep. True.
Because the only thing, if we park here, is really we haven't got any like grassy bits, right, to sit down comfortable with.
But we don't have to sit like next to our van. We can sit behind our van. We can use like a picnic table.
Yeah, but it's also pretty windy here from the lake. But if we went the other side, we also need to cook here.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Here's pretty wind still, but then we're on the other side of the door. But maybe if I flip
If you
the
flip
fan
around,
we would have this way.
yeah, but then the view would obviously not be.
The view would not exist. I guess freedom camping means that you're not in a lovely campsite, right? You are just allowed to park on somewhere
Yeah.
that's public owned, I think.
Yeah.
So to expect maybe a really lovely piece of grass, maybe it's just a bit of an ask.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, what about
if like we park next to the cable here, next to the grass?
There aren't really any instructions about where you can park here, so tonight we're chancing it and parking up against this grassy patch for epic views of the lake.
I think that's good. Like, we've got Corby. We've got the great, wonderful lake. Big, open green space with like little benches and stuff. We want to sit over there if we want to.
Yeah, I think now we've got a better view, because if we would have pointed that way, we'd be looking at these bushes.
Yeah, because obviously it looks now like the van is pointing this way, but we're not going to be looking through the front.
No, we're going to be looking through this door.
Yeah, we're going to be in the back, and now you can open that back also. So if this was made into a bed right now, and we pop the back open,
we just got lake view.
Yeah.
And then this is also lake view, but also
no, this is great, and we can even put the chairs on like around here if we want it to be very like close to the vehicle, because it's a bit windy.
If anyone wants us to move, we can move. But this is good. This is
enough justification. We did it.
Yes. All right. I think next thing for us to do is to turn Corby or turn his table situation into a bed. Shall we?
That's definitely next. To be honest with you, a nice seating area is lovely if you're going to be working and stuff, but all we need in here is bed.
Yeah.
Like that's literally it.
Before we can even start setting up the bed, we hit our first setback. We can't get the lights to work.
Is it not doing anything?
Is this one turning the water on? Yes. So electricity is happening. Oh, same thing's happening.
So we've definitely got power. We've got 13.8 volts, which is definitely enough. The inverter is on here. The lights
it's almost like there's a
want to come on,
but it's not like there's a disconnection, because they're doing that thing, but they are
oh wait,
I don't know what I did.
we have lights.
I genuinely have no idea how I fixed that.
Way.
That's the thing with renting someone else's van. It can take a while to figure out how everything actually works. Alright, let's settle the argument. What do you do? Set up the bed on day 1 and leave it like that for the whole trip? Or take it down every morning and use the table setup? We always set the bed and keep it that way.
This is looking so cozy.
Yeah, how much better that looks already.
But also, this is I would say a very properly sized bed, because we're sleeping this way and not this way. Ooh.
The wind is blowing.
Should we be closing that back door?
No, you know what we should be doing?
What?
Lying on that bed.
Hello and welcome to Corby the Camper, the ultimate tour. We do have this nice big door that opens in the back, and this is actually where our kitchen is, that we'll show you in just a sec. But as you can see, it's a little bit windy right now, so we're going to close this and then show you the inside first. So this is the cozy little inside. Now that we've actually made the seating area that you guys saw earlier into a bed, technically there's less seating space in here because you basically have to sit on the bed, but it's so much cozier, and now we don't have to make and unmake this bed. We're just going to leave it like a bed for the rest of the time that we're staying in Corby. But there's some nice little tweaks here and there. There are windows all the way around, nice thick curtains to close all the way around, which is super cute on this side. Then, as you saw earlier, we had a lot of stuff. We've kind of shoved that all in. Pretty organized actually, but it's all underneath here, so this is technically all storage space. And in here is a little bin and sort of cleaning supplies, which is always nice because you always drag in so much dirt, so it's always very nice when there's a little sweep. Then we're in the kitchen. All I have to do is pivot and we're in the kitchen. Here is a big bad boy. It is the fridge, but this bad boy actually fits a lot. You saw how much we bought earlier. It's all in there, plus some chocolate that we already had, so you know. More chocolate. This bad boy right in here is what makes this a freedom camper. And if you hadn't already sort of figured out what self-contained meant, it basically means the vehicle has to have certain things in place to allow it to freedom camp.
It has to be certified.
It has to be certified. So somebody has to check this out, I guess. But the main reason is...
Oh, there's a toilet.
There's a toilet.
Actually a proper caravan toilet.
So you can put this little foot mat out, and then you can sit down in there and be like, babe, can you pass me the crisps? And you can be sat on the toilet. Isn't that romantic?
Yeah, and then the toilet just comes out here like you would in a normal campsite, and you would put it in the Blackwater.
Yeah, as caravan toilets go, or as sort of van toilets go, this one is quite a bit fancier than the one that we have in Elton. Elton is a bit more just of a bucket.
So one of the problems with freedom camping is that when you want to go to the toilet, you have to either find one, a public one, or you have to do your business in the toilet in the camper.
And the problem with that, hold on, we're crossing a rail line. No trains, no trains?
No trains, no trains.
Go. The problem with that is it's in our bedroom / our kitchen / our living room / there's no separate sort of section that's screaming, this is your place to do your business, except for the obvious toilet in the cupboard in the corner. So for us, it's always been a little bit more of a let's just find one, and that's what we're doing now. I was gonna say it's less glamorous than you think, but at the same time, look at where we are. Look at how nice this is. That can't be it.
Or you think it's that thing there?
I don't know.
Oh my god, it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. That's the toilet. It's in like a pipe. What?
That's the toilet. Yeah,
no.
It is.
No. What? Why is it like this?
This is freedom camp, babe. Enjoy. Oh.
You say "ah" as if it's not just a hole into the ground.
Is it?
It looks like a demon hole into the ground. I'm so scared. Can you sing me a soothing song?
Like what?
I don't know. Oh, I got it. Oh my god.
The most random looking toilet ever. Single man, reveal yourself. Dun 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 dun.
My name's Adriana, and I'm from Helsingborg. No, that was
interesting.
I was gonna say I should wash my hands in the sink. Oh, there's a spider in it, but also there's not a tap.
Oh, hello.
It was actually not that bad in there. Did not smell, surprisingly, but it is just a deep dark hole into the ground. Luckily, I just needed a number one.
It'll do.
Yeah, it was literally a tin can of emotion in there though. Very much.
I just want to say a quick thank you to today's video sponsor, Level 8. If you've been watching our channel for a while, chances are you've seen these bad boys loads of times. And that is because they are our go-to suitcases, and we absolutely love them. There are many reasons why this is our go-to brand, and one of them is that they're so lightweight. I mean, just look at this. Look. It's empty right now, obviously. But look at that. So on long trips, on really long trips, we take all of them. But on long trips, we have our checked-in luggage, and on shorter trips, I have a pink one, and Dylan's got a blue one of the luminous textured luggage, and it is so cute. But what's really nice about all of them is that they have little organized compartments, so everything stays exactly where you've put it. You can zip it back up, you can slide something in there, and to top all of that off, we've also got the Level 8 packing cubes. Now here's a fun little shopping pro tip. If you are traveling to, let's say, Japan sometime this year, and you're thinking, I'm gonna do a lot of shopping, fret not. Pack your things in the tiny suitcase, pop them in the big suitcase, transfer that there, and then you have a whole brand new suitcase to
to fill full of new outfits from Japan. If you're looking for high quality, stylish luggage at a great price, then check out Level 8's Amazon store using the link in the description box below.
It's time to cook some dinner. The wind has really picked up tonight and it makes cooking outside kind of a struggle. The sausages are barely cooking at the back of the van, and since this van doesn't have any facilities to cook inside, we have to try a different tactic.
Yes.
Okay, now we're cooking on gas. See, this is what freedom camping is all about.
Yeah, I feel so free right now. I'm getting a cold.
No, are you?
My nose is running a little bit, but it's actually quite warm here next to the fire, actually.
And in here, we've got corn relish, slice of cheese, now a little sausage, jalapenos, pickles on the side, and some jalapeno and hummus.
Do you want it like that? Or one on the side?
Yeah, put one on the side. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Oh, the sun's out.
Wow. How do you rate this compared to all other camping experiences we've had? Let me remind you, this part is free.
Yeah.
Like in terms of cost, it costs nothing.
I like it. I like it. Just it's a tad cold. I don't want. My nose is running. We're not used to this kind of weather.
No, but you know what would make this camping setup even better? Our own camper.
Yeah.
We can cook inside in ours.
This is chill though.
It's really nice.
Pitch black. Anything.
Knowing that we're allowed to be here
Yeah.
makes me feel a lot more chill about it, because sometimes when we've been in the UK in our van, I think
Technically it's not allowed.
technically it's like, if somebody comes and knocks on the door and says, can you please move? We're like, of course, we'll leave. That's never happened, but it's always like, what if? But here, if somebody came and knocked and said, can you leave? I'd say, well, technically we're allowed to be here, so that would be somebody that has a personal problem with us.
Yeah.
But it's time to chill. It's time to eat some M&Ms.
There's obviously no Wi-Fi.
No.
We have to use our hotspot, which we don't have unlimited. So we're gonna see what we can do, and then see how we sleep tonight.
Yeah, I reckon we'll sleep.
well.
Yeah. It's like a dark, beautiful night. I think we'll sleep pretty well. Who needs Wi-Fi?
Let's sleep.
Yeah.
It looks super sunny.
Oh. There's hardly anyone here.
Is it sunny?
It is a beautiful day.
Whoa.
Wow, and there's not a cloud in the sky.
How do you sleep?
Oh, not great.
No, was it because of my snoring?
Yeah.
Otherwise though?
To be honest, otherwise, okay, but because we decided to stop next to the bin, every time somebody was putting what I assume is a beer bottle in the bin, it woke me up because they're obviously clink. And that happened like 3 times. And then in the night, somebody drove past us, but obviously because they had to turn to pass where we are currently, all of their front lights shone right in here, and that also woke me up. And also what woke me up, the guy playing guitar?
Yeah.
There's a guy, I don't know how early in the morning, hours ago, started playing guitar, then he started singing. I don't want to judge his guitar playing. It was nice, but he only knew like 1 chord.
Yeah,
so
it was
very,
going to repeat. I thought it was someone's alarm.
Yeah, it was very repetitive. I also thought it was an alarm to begin with. But
First night in the van.
and it got so dark last night. Obviously, we're just like under the night sky, and we went to the toilet, and you could see so many stars. Oh, it was beautiful.
Now that Corby's properly set up and we've had our first night sleeping off grid, it's time to officially start this North Island road trip. Today, we're driving an hour and a half south to Rotorua, a city renowned for its geothermal activity and Maori culture. It's also been named the world's smelliest city thanks to the hydrogen sulfide gas escaping from deep within the Earth's crust. But honestly, it's not the eggy smell that's the most annoying part of Rotorua. It's the lack of parking where freedom camping is allowed. This spot that we were kind of relying on in the city centre, totally full.
Okay.
So the sign here says no overnight camping permitted, but those signs over there was pointing this way. And if you look on the floor here, there's the signs that say motorhome. And this is our spot here, and there's two other campers right here. So I would say that this is a pretty safe bet for us to stay tonight. I guess that's one of the downsides of freedom camping, is that there's a lot of people trying to do the same thing and there's not that many spots. But yeah, this is nice, right by the water. Are you happy with it?
I am. I think it's really nice. The other one, probably arguably a little bit nicer, but this one's literally just down the road. It's in the city we want to be in. Turns out this freedom camping thing is not as easy as we initially thought. Obviously, when you're staying out of any cities or towns, you can just park up any designated spot and there's not going to be that many people there. Here in Rotorua, there's one gorgeous freedom camping place. It's full. This one, I don't know, we were trying to figure it out for ages and it's making us both very anxious, and I don't think we'll sleep well thinking that we're not allowed to be there, and we don't want to break any rules, we don't want to piss anyone off. So we're moving to probably a paid campsite, which is obviously not freedom camping at all. So I guess that's a downside to freedom camping, when there isn't enough slots, and we want to be here tomorrow morning. We've got things that we want to do and see in Rotorua, so we can't really be like, oh, let's just keep moving. But it's definitely one of the downsides that you don't really think about.
Already 2 campers here, 3 campers here. Hiya.
Hello. Hi.
Do you have a non-powered site available?
Or powered.
Yeah.
Somewhere to stay.
Alright, that's kind of a bonus now. We found a campsite.
It's open. They're still open until 7. It is 6 p.m. So we got really lucky, and we've got a nice little slot. We're driving all the way down to this one. They've got an unpowered site. You might be thinking, why don't you just get powered? There's actually no way to plug this van into powered, but we don't need it because the solar is being super powerful.
And it was $55, but kind of good because we can have a shower now.
Yeah.
Plus, they have hot pools here.
Yeah.
One is 38 degrees, one's 40 degrees.
That sounds so nice.
We're going to one tomorrow that we're paying for, but that's got a view and everything. Would we pop in here anyway?
Yeah.
That's
probably.
a bonus.
Yeah. That's nice. They close at 10.
And they got Wi-Fi. Wow.
Come on.
Come on, let's go see what this site's all about.
Oh yeah.
Is that
Here.
it? 200.
200. Definitely says 200.
That's all that we could see was this
So we have
200
this huge
thing.
square here.
To ourselves? Yeah. That's nice. Look at the weather we've got.
Totally covering the lens.
Huh?
Don't covering the lens with your finger.
Oh, here we go.
Here's something that I prepared earlier. When we were gonna start relaxing.
So we can have that now.
We can have this now.
Yeah. We are sat in sunshine now. So probably, this is why campsites sometimes are better than just parking out in the middle of nowhere, because now no one's going to tell us off for setting up a table with our cheese and wine to enjoy.
We're not in the way for anyone. We've literally paid for this slot, so no one can now set up right next to us because we have little lines. Well, they could if they wanted to, like right next to the line, but we can finally have our cheese and wine. And this is so nice. And we're still right in the heart of Rotorua.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Nice. So this car park we came to yesterday
that had no slots.
Had no slots, now has all the slots.
Yeah.
We're starting off the day today in the middle of Rotorua in this campsite, or you can't really call it a campsite, it's a car park where...
Parking lot where we are allowed to be.
Yeah.
So I think that's the big difference.
One thing we noticed instantly when you arrive here, especially in the middle of town, the smell of like sort of like rotten eggs, I think because of the hydrogen sulfide that's coming out of the ground here. You get whiffs of smell.
Just a second ago we both went, oof, that was a big wind of like egg.
Now that we've finally made it to our designated parking here in the center of Rotorua, we can enjoy our hot spring experience at the Polynesian Spa.
I'm going to a spa.
It's been here since 1972 and was built on the site of historic bathhouses. It's basically a Rotorua icon. We've booked a private room overlooking the lake, and even though the view is beautiful and the water's a lovely temperature, after about 10 minutes we can't help but notice the pool isn't super clean. There's toilet paper and human body hair floating around, so Dylan lets the staff know, who immediately closed the room for a deep clean.
Yeah, I told the guy working there, and he first of all was like, was it the small particles? And I was like, no, let me show. I had obviously video content just to show him, and he was like, oh, okay. And then he goes, close number 4.
Right.
So at least, you know.
Maybe it's just something that nobody else has really sort of said anything because they think maybe it's mineral particles, or perhaps because we saw some stuff, we started then seeing more stuff because we were like clocking on that there was something there, and it makes you like then look for it almost.
So to be honest, the hairs I don't mind that much.
Yeah.
Toilet roll, I draw the line at toilet roll, I think. Because hair is normal, they fall off.
Hair's natural, bugs are natural, that kind of stuff is natural, but toilet paper, it just makes your brain go a little bit crazy, doesn't it? Like, where was that? Where did that come from? Anyway, cool. I feel rejuvenated, and I think it's time for coffee.
Coffee, yes.
Coffee, and let's drink some water also.
Yeah.
We don't want to let the morning's events put a downer on our time here in Rotorua, so we spend the rest of the day exploring the city, trying the famous coffee from Boaster's Coffee House and checking out some of the all-natural geothermal pools, with some reaching temperatures in excess of 100 degrees Celsius.
Oh, whoa. It smells here.
Yes, it does.
What? Look at that.
That is such clear water as well. Holy.
Wow.
But the main thing we're looking forward to is this, the Mitai Maori Village experience. It's located just 5 minutes outside the city, and going into this, we really don't know what to expect.
Whoa, there's so many people here.
Once we're shown where we will be sitting for dinner later on, we're taken around the forest and watch the dramatic arrival of warriors in a waka down the Waiofiro stream.
Woo!
Then we get to witness one of the coolest things we've ever seen, a real Maori cultural performance. And finally, we get to see a haka. This is such a special moment. After that, we devour our traditional hangi meal cooked deep underground. Alongside it all, there's a huge buffet. The food here is really good and the portions are huge. We end the night spotting glowworms. Not sure how much you can see on our camera, but in real life, they're glowing bright blue. This Maori experience was well worth it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We had a pretty eventful drive home last night.
Yeah, you say home to this camp spa.
Next Freedom Camping Spot, which we'll show you in a second. But we had one of the scariest moments probably of our lives. We were driving and all of a sudden we heard a big sort of gunshot.
It sounded like a gunshot.
It was so loud in the cabbie.
Yeah.
And then we realized that we'd been, well, it looks like we've been shot at with a rifle. Let me show you our front windscreen. So Adriana was sat here and I was sat here. And here you can see 3 small chips in the same spot. But we were not driving behind anyone.
We weren't driving behind anything. There was no bridges around us. There was no one around that we could tell, we like did some like aggressive Googling. I was like, because we heard that geothermal activity can like launch rocks into the air, but they would never come back with such force.
Such force, no.
It was so loud, my ear was ringing for like 20 minutes afterwards. So we're just assuming that it's either like some kids with an air rifle or with like a slingshot, or something like that.
Yeah,
it was so
you can see
loud.
in the one on the right-hand side, it's like there's something inside of it, like something stuck, like a pellet or something. Luckily, it hasn't gone through.
Yeah.
But it is probably the size, like it's probably like 30 mil wide, that. Then we arrived here at
we
this
arrived in the dark,
campsite.
so we couldn't tell how beautiful it was.
Freedom campsite, which is really nice. We first of all parked way over there at the back because actually this place was full.
Yeah.
And then today we have moved to right by the water here, and it's awesome. You got people on boats going in. There's a jet ski that was just going in as well.
It's such a cool place. It's called Rotorua Domain. So if you're looking for a nice freedom camp near Hobbiton, because we're about 20 minutes away from Hobbiton, which is where we're heading to today. A little bit later on though, we couldn't find a booking until 2 p.m. We booked it like 2 weeks ago or something, but book it in advance.
But this is the perfect spot to
This
spend
is such a nice
morning.
spot. We've got, yes, I'm wearing shorts. It's like proper summer weather today, even though it's not summer at all. It's so nice. I think it's like the perfect wind down spot for us after last night, because that was really scary, and when I think about it I just think, oh, I don't know, like anyway, let's have some breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so nice.
Yeah.
If this was a paid campsite, they'd be making so much money.
By having more freedom camp, it means that the actual campsites need to be really good.
That's true.
Otherwise you wouldn't go there. Like the one in Rotorua, that was really
That was
good.
really nice. That was really, really nice. I'd stay there again. We are just pulling up to the Hobbiton movie set. We're just in the car park. We haven't even like properly arrived yet, and I am so excited. We have been watching. In the past, obviously, we've watched Lord of the Rings many, many times, and the Hobbit movies many, many times. But we've started watching them every night now, but we can only make it through like 20 minutes or something per night. Not because they're boring or anything, just because that's how much time we have at the end of the evening to watch the movie. So it took us a long time to get through the first one.
And we watched the extended version.
Yeah, we found the extended version online, so it was very enjoyable, but I'm just so excited to be here. It's one of those bucket list items. When you're in New Zealand, you have to come to the Shire. Come on.
The tour starts with a bus ride through the rolling farmlands to the 12-acre movie set from The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings films.
How nice would it be to live here?
No, so nice, so nice.
This place deserves all the praise. As soon as we walk in, we instantly feel like we've been transported into the movies.
But what's really nice is like throughout the tour guide is saying like, oh, this is where they filmed that scene, and then he like says the scene and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that.
The intricate detail in all 44 Hobbit holes is incredible, and we're so lucky it's a beautiful day today.
The weather is perfect today.
But our favorite part, which until 5 minutes ago we didn't even realize existed, is that we're actually allowed into a fully furnished Hobbit hole.
I want to live here.
This is so nice.
Look at real fire as well. Wow.
It feels completely surreal. We honestly feel like we're in the movie. It's so cozy in here. We kind of want to move in. After the 2-hour tour, we get to unwind with a drink at the Green Dragon Inn. This is an experience we'll never forget.
We're going on an adventure!
We're back at the lakeside freedom camping spot from this morning.
Yeah.
That was really cool, the Hobbit thing.
It was really, really nice. We weren't sure what to expect, like most things we seem to do.
Yeah.
We don't want to look in too much and then get, overexcited or whatever when we actually get there, but it was so worth it. It was so cool. And then we got, that drink that we got was included in the actual price for the tour, so the whole thing is a tour. Although you're kind of left to stroll along a little bit by yourself, there's so many groups, you can't really go off too much, but that was epic. I would go again.
Yeah, and freedom camping in New Zealand, probably one of the nicest ways to do van life we've ever done, just because there's a lot less stress.
You're allowed to be in a lot of places, which is really, really nice, because often it's a bit of a question mark and you think, oh, am I just pissing people off by being here? But there's loads of campers around us, and this is a designated free camping area. And it's just so nice as long as you're a self-contained vehicle. But I can't wait to do it all over again in South Island. We rented another camper and I'm so excited because it's such a cool way to see New Zealand.